What's up everybody, I'm TimberBuilds. In this video, I'll be touring your bases from the community. We're going to check out the creativity, break down the designs, share some tips and tricks to make them even better, and of course, I'll be grading them for fun along the way. Want your base featured in future episodes? Just join the TimberBuilds Discord, DM me your Xbox username, and I'll add you as a friend so we can share your world, and I'll show off your bases live to the community. So, whether you're here for inspiration or just to see some epic builds, let's jump right in. Yes, so back to Chap's base. Let's see what else they changed, because it was already epic, and I can only imagine it's getting better. This already looks so different. This is epic. I'm loving the lighting. That's a theme tonight that I think a lot of people have done a really good job at from what I've seen so far, is the lighting on everyone's bases is insane. Like, everyone is going to have really cool night ones to look at tonight. But I'm loving this entrance so far. The big upgrade. And this base gets a lot bigger. It's not just the can. This is just the mini base in front of the base. Or the functional base before the crazy base. I'm trying to remember all the little details, but I really do love this little can base. It's super efficient. It's got everything you need. Looks super clean. Very well organized. Love the little entrance, too. Really well done. It's a guest house at this point. Honestly, it's perfect. It's a perfect guest house. I imagine it'd be pretty hard to sleep up here anyways. Honestly. What an improvement, Chap. This looks incredible. I know we've kind of seen some of this here and there from some teaser images, but dude, this looks awesome. I love the lighting on your base. It is so good. Super fun. Super interesting. Very fun. I know it's only gotten better. Ooh, I'm stuck. What's happening? Okay, you've added your storage and stuff down here. Great little upgrades. Very nice. Like your little water droplet holes here so you can still get to everything. That works really well. I can still tell your lighting is lagging me out just a hair. That's how you know your base is getting to a really good level of detail, is that it's making my computer lag. That's how we know. Wonder if we could pretty good. Gamma's good. Yeah, this is all fine. Not much we can do there. Not going to low. Saw this one on Discord. Yes, it's incredible. I absolutely love your lighting. Like, it was good the first time. I'm just like going into this almost blank because I remember some of the details, but I don't remember everything. And honestly, it's just, the details are amazing. Loving this. It's a really clean little armor displays and stuff. I love that everyone's picking up this detail too. It looks so nice. I feel like your base is already looking so like the rest of it. The top was so well done, and now like all the bottom levels are now feeling like very equivalent in detail, which looks really, really nice. Even like the little entrance here looks super good. I like that you brought all of this detail like all the way throughout this room as well. to keep these little fun details going all the way through. This is really nice. And the backlighting as well. I really like this purple. I might have to change mine to this. Yo, I really liked the green, but honestly, this is like a little bit calmer of a light, which looks really nice. And this too, oh, this goes all the way up. Oh, this wasn't here last time either. This is really cool. This is like a perfect little entrance off of that rope too. Well done. Wow. I'm really impressed with these improvements so far. I can barely remember what it all looked like the first time because we've looked at so many bases, but it's looking really nice, chap. And this is where it gets really fun. Chap has some of the best lighting out of any base we've seen so far. Dude, this looks incredible. I don't know how you did it, man, but you have made it even better somehow. It's freaking awesome. More bugs, more lights. Yeah, you're like, you've even made it like a legit. So if anyone is curious, this is like a fair, like a county fair or a circus sort of design. But you even have like, it now has a level of like, there's someone that comes and takes your ticket for you. Jump right off if you want. That sounds like a scary ride to me, but I don't know. Maybe some people would enjoy that. Wait, where does this go? What the heck? Oh, dude. I absolutely am loving what you've done here. Dude, this is so epic. What the heck? That is such a fun little way to do that, that it, like, multiple, you can go down and up. That's so good. Again, the little shops with everything just still look incredible. The little person behind. The detail, like, you really went all out, is, as I've said before,
it's clean, but
I'm absolutely amazed at the level of detail that you have in here and how much fun you're having with this whole thing, because it looks so good. So incredible. And then you've got, oh, dude, what? Little shooting range game. This is epic. You even have the bows back behind. This is so good, chap. Oh, I love how you got these to like float and everything. So now they're like, it's like a full-on game. Like you can actually play this. It looks so clean too. The lighting up top, the chandelier and everything. Very good. Still utilizing these little pieces as ways to get around. How did I not even notice that? Dude, your layout is insane. It's gotten even better. Somehow. I don't really know if that's possible, but somehow it's gotten better. I love like all the little ways of getting around this base. Yeah, I'm just going into everything to avoid going in and showing off the best parts, but dude, I'm still so impressed. The lighting looks amazing. I love how you've like switched this up and add even more lighting. The mantis looks freaking epic on this side. We'll go up to the top over there last, I think. So good. Like the red lighting, the blue lighting with the bugs, like everything coming together. Super cool. If you guys haven't seen the little like cages for the bug, kind of like the House of Oddities sort of vibe from it. Got all your different bugs hidden over here. Little museum for them. Really have to like look everywhere. There's just so many little details here as well. Now you have even people like standing and contemplating what is happening here. I love it. It's so good. Then you got your full-on little balcony out here as well. Love the like little not little, they're not little, they're big. The big mushroom. Love it. It's super cool. Like, what a view. You just look out over the yard. Now we're out here. 5 out of 5 chat is what chat's saying. I would concur. These are the hard things now. Like, I'm gonna have to grade this base. It's only improved somehow. I didn't really think it was gonna get better, chap, but it absolutely has. So well done. Even like, I love the way you're messing with the lighting with the bugs as well. Like, small detail that's really easy to miss, but the fact that you're lighting them up so they all glow kind of the same color just makes the details even better. Now, what is this thing? What is everyone waiting in line for, is the question. This is a streamer perks. I get to cut in line. You got your little bungalow over here. Checking out the view. I love it, man. I love that there's like lines and everything now, too. It's a really cool little design as well. I could definitely see Luderav now stealing this idea. I love the way this like comes and meets in the corner, but still is like filled in. Then you built out on the outside as well. This looks really clean. Such a great little deck as I almost walk off the edge. Wow. Well, once again, Chap, you have absolutely blown me away with the details and design of this base. Hopefully the recording comes out a little bit better this time, because wow. This is so good. Luderav doesn't even know what ideal what he's words are words today. Apparently, Luderav doesn't even know what he's stealing anymore. There's too many ideas that he wants all of them. I think is what he's really saying. I love this sign, by the way. This is so Deez. If you haven't seen their base review, had this with weapon mounts and like shields and stuff, and it's so clean like this. It just looks so nice, even with like the backlighting behind it too. Really well done. So good. Yeah, this base was iconic, but all the extra details and lights really solidified the character of the build. Yes, 100% Pasta. It really has. Like, it's just gotten so much better in such a short period of time. It was already so good, and now it's just incredible. Wow. All right, well, the grades are going to be insane on this. So let's just hop into the grades as well, because that is, we've seen everything. We'll run back through and talk about stuff. But first impressions, dude, Chap. I mean, not only, I think what's impressive is this is one of those bases that is, this is fun. This is not like a survival base that's just doing what it does to survive. Like, you have pure function and survival base here already, which is really cool. Like, most people would absolutely die just for the soda can build of this level because it looks so freaking good. The lighting's incredible, but then to also have this thing on top of it is like, makes it so much more interesting as well. Like, I think that's what's so impressive, is you've done fun builds and functional builds at the same time, which is you tend to get people like Luderav, who is incredible at building and builds really cool things that I would put on a similar level to the circus design area. But then you have all the function built into that as well, where like this whole base, I mean, we're even noticing like there's more details. Turn that light on. Looks off. I can't turn it on. There's a lower floor. Did I miss it? But yes, in terms of first impressions, dude, that's easy 10 out of 5. Like, I know my grading system is probably not very accurate for you guys, but I think that's part of the fun. It's really on this one, like, there's nothing I can improve, like just taking my first impressions at it. Oh, it's down there. We got to get over there. Is it over this way? But yes, it's just gotten even cooler somehow. This is definitely not the intended route. We're going to find that exit entrance. Oh, wait. Is that it? Aha! I don't know if that was the intended way to get down here. We'll figure it out. Oh. It was a lot easier than I made it seem. Okay. Yeah, 10 out of 5 on first impressions there, Chap. Incredible. Like, honestly incredible. This bedroom is epic, by the way. So I love that you've kept this pattern of the triangles throughout the entire build, and like new in different ways in every area, but very, very well done. The mood, this is one of those bases that has like its own like mood and vibe the entire way out, which I freaking love. The layout and flow, it's an easy 5 on that as well. Like from the first review that the recording didn't turn out for to this, like your layout is so fun. It flows really well. It's so interesting to like walk around. It's like functional in the flow, but you've also just made it really fun and interesting to run around. You've utilized like not only the built environment that the devs have given us to like add to how you walk through the space and how you explore it, but then there's also the pieces that you've built to explore it as well, which it's a really difficult balance, I think, to keep, where you're having fun. You're not just walking up and down stairs constantly. Like you've really had a good time with the layout of this base, and it's like you can tell you really thought out how you're getting from one place to another. And what I would say is like the other impressive part is everywhere you're looking, it's like, oh, how do I get down there? And it draws you, I think, which is the impressive part, is it draws me into each one of these areas to find new and different details in every way. And you've really kind of hit that perfect level of like sprawling treehouse that isn't just haphazard and random. Like it's so easy to get from one spot to the next floor all around. Like you've just made it really fun in all honesty. You've used the bounce webs, and they bounce you up into different places than where you go down on them. Where's this arrow going? It's like, is there a secret door or something? But yes, honestly, the layout and flow, it flows really well. The layout is incredible. It literally feels like you're walking through like a circus. Like you're going through the big tent. You've seen all the fun games that like a fair would have. It's so well done. It just feels legit. Feels very natural. I love how you've had fun with it. The structure and realism, again, such an easy 5 as well, because you've not only like functionally built this to make a lot of sense, just in the sense that you've utilized this big wooden post, but then in the structure of everything, like you're using the pieces of the stump really well. You're building out from it. The realism of like literally making a circus, the fact that like everyone that sees this will immediately know that that is exactly the design intent that you had going, which I think is very difficult in a fantasy type game to accomplish something that looks so realistic, or maybe it is immediately recognizable. I think is a really cool thing to be able to accomplish, because it's not as easy as some people might think to recreate like real life ideas in a video game, especially one that's like this. We're shrunken down, random, like fighting bugs, and somehow you've created the effect of a circus vibe in this whole entire base, which I think is incredibly well done. It's impressive, honestly. The materials and aesthetics, again, 5 out of 5, Chap. I think we're gonna see a theme here. Honestly, I should be giving you 10s out of 5s because it is that good. But material-wise, you've done such a good job on the places we've already seen, where you've got like the pebble in the background that creates this really nice texture, but then in front of it, you've done the triangles on top of just really clever ways that you've used the decor items. And I think this is where builds hit that next level of detail, is where you find interesting ways to take simple decor items and you somehow make them into these like epic little designs, as simple as a little sign frame and then in the head mounts. Like it reads as circus to me. Like I feel like I've seen this on the outside of like a circus or a fair. These designs, like they're very easily recognizable. You've also fun little hack for some people. Wait a second, there's more. Literally, again, back to the flow. It's just never ending, dude. It's so impressive every time I see it. This lighting is awesome too on the tree, or the weed, or whatever we want to call it. And you even got your hidden functions as well. Like you've hidden the function with the decor items using the material to also be aesthetic additions. Like, it's again a 10 out of 5 on that. Very impressive. Functionality, again, easy 5. The fact that the base is so functional, but also the most playful base probably that we've seen in terms of more like Ludrav's builds, where you're just having fun with it. You're building something that interested you, but then you've also integrated a fun circus type design into the functional base as well. Not only in this like little soda can base that works perfectly, and like most people could have stopped there and had no issues. Like, everything here works. Just a really clean, functional base on top of pure fun in design. So again, it's a tough balance to hit that I think you've done a really, really good job on. I'm just impressed. I can't stop walking around and looking at all the little things, and like, it's just everywhere you look, there's just fun little lighting features that you've done such a good job with. Lighting should be one of our things, but it kind of fits the materials and aesthetics category. Because yeah, the chandelier, unique and different. Everything's like, even putting the roof pieces inside to hide things. Little windows everywhere. The fact that you've added these pieces inside the other pieces makes for really interesting, cool designs, honestly, in every single piece. And now you can kind of see it in day as well. It is slightly more epic at night, but I gotta say, it's fun to be able to see like all the effort in adding these little things in. The creativity and theme, I gotta give you 100 out of 5 on this one, Chap. The theme is just so immaculate. Like, it oozes. The theme literally oozes exactly what you're trying to do. And I think that is all that anyone can hope for in a base design, is that when someone else sees it, they know exactly, just immediately, my brain knew exactly what this base was. The first time I saw it, I was just blown away, and now it's somehow gotten to this next level where the little pieces where you've added in the ticket taker, front desk area, you have people queuing to get in. You've even like this like a little gate thing. I wish that actually functioned. That would be really cool. But just every little detail you've added in here has like taken it, and it's so creative. I think is what's so impressive, is you're really pushing the boundaries of all the decor items, how you can use them together, the stuffed bugs becoming like a really well integrated part of the base. I think that's one of the harder things to do in terms of base design. Is functional stuff's awesome. I love seeing it. I'm a very functional type builder, so I really like seeing it. But the harder thing to do is finding ways to like cleverly and creatively integrate like stuffed bugs, integrate the mushrooms, the chairs, like creating these fun moments everywhere you look. I think is where this build goes from like, wow, that's a really, really good build, well done, to like, this is gonna be a tough one for anyone to beat because you've done such a good job. And everyone can take notes on the design details and find your own little ways to steal these ideas and kind of use them in your own base, because there's a lot of things that I think could be taken from this kind of circus designed base build to like actual functioning bases, similarly to how the details in the lower area for the actual function have been translated very, very well between the pure fun, let's have a good time part of the base, to like, hey, this is where things are processed, and the machinery to get everything processed and collected, your chests, like everything just works. The creativity flows throughout both of those two design pieces, so very well done. Improvements. Chap, you did it. I mean, I gave you the improvements. Maybe we throw over the improvements from the first one, because I think that's the best indication of what you've done. Is the first base, there weren't a whole lot of improvements. I talked about potentially upgrading this a little bit, and then bringing the fun that you had in this upper designed area into the lower level, and you've done exactly that. a lot of this was kind of some of the similar designs, but you found a way to bring in these really fun little design decisions throughout the entire base to where now it really does feel so cohesive. It doesn't feel like the lower functional space is separate from the upper circus base design. Like the theming between the two is very well done. And I think that's what's really impressing me at the end of the day. Is it's not easy to have crazy designs where you just build them for pure fun, but then find a way to like make this stuff work in the actual functioning part of your base. So very, very well done. I'm impressed. And honestly, improvements, I feel worthless now. Like, I don't even know what to tell you to do anymore because you've done it. Like, the only thing you could do is look up more circus stuff, more like fair things, and potentially find like maybe building over to this other one, because the only thing I want to see is more. Like, I can't get enough of it, honestly, is what I'm really trying to say. Is I want to see more of your base designs. Build a brand new base maybe for us to review, because I got nothing for you on this one. It is there's not one piece where I'm like, I would change that. Just every piece of it feels intentional, feels well designed, feels thought out. There's not huge empty spaces anywhere. You've even taken this like central area and made it an interesting design piece as well. So it's like every piece of it is just really well done. But yeah, everyone give it up for Chap. So well done, honestly. Thank you once again, Chap, for letting me review this one and show it off. Get the recording right this time, because this base really deserves to be highlighted in a video. And I did not want to use the crappy footage because this was too good. And somehow I think I'm even happier that we get to use this now, because it's even better than it was. It was already good. Yeah, a Ferris wheel. That's the only improvement I could tell you to make. Somewhere over there or wherever, there needs to be a massive Ferris wheel. That would be epic. I can already see like this lighting effect kind of working in a Ferris wheel as well. So very well done. Thank you, Chap. Really appreciate you. Let me look at this one again and show it off, because it's awesome. It's so well done. It's fun. It works. It's everything you could hope for, honestly. So once again, thank you. Appreciate it. Wow, Chap. That's insane, dude. This is so good. It's not like I've said that 100 times, but dude, it is so good. So well done. So well done. Every piece of it. All the little details, just all of it. I just can't stop running around it. I just want to live here. Luckily, I have a save now, so it's my base. Ugh. Alright, get me out of here before it breaks my computer, because it's too good. So, we are now looking at Astralizard's world. We have viewed this one once before, but they have added a bunch of new stuff, new areas, new designs, and we were going to take a quick look at this one again. So again, for people who don't know, just the starting ranger base area, very similar, another kind of crazy, sprawling, random design base that looks really epic. And apparently there's grubs digging in the floor. So if you guys don't remember this one, most of this was the old stuff. There's some of that as well, a little bit of this design. This is all new. There's now this massive thing that goes all the way up there. And just because I don't think Astralizard wanted to be left out, they also designed a really epic little basketball stadium. Which, I gotta say, I love that you guys are messing with the stadiums and stuff, because they just look so cool. Fun little one. I feel like they're all just different in their own ways. Like, Astralizard has actually created, like, a three-point line and, and everything. Like, it's actually the key and all of that. So, very well done on that. Love to see how you guys are adding in these, like, interesting details and how they all differentiate from each other. But yeah, very well done. Also, the fact that, if you guys, just a little random detail that I love is the leaf is a bridge. Just one of those things, like, you don't really think about. And it's also, you can't really see it in photo mode, but they're also building out like a grandstand kind of covered area with scoreboards, it looks like. It's just a really interesting little design. And I gotta say, I just love this, love the utilization of random things like that in the world. I don't think a lot of this lower area has necessarily changed. This is sort of still all their functional spaces, everything. So we'll kind of fly through some of this. This all looks roughly the same. Again, this was the base that has like the ridiculous pathways and outer cool spaces that you can like run around, and random bridges that take you anywhere and everywhere. Tiki hut. Actually, that does look like it's changed a little, maybe. Added a little bit more tiki hut roofs and stuff on the outside here, which I think is a great little detail. I just want to run on bridges. I don't even want to like use the actual staircases or anything. I just want to like find the cool little designs and use them instead. I think it's a fun way to kind of create different ways to get through bases. So it's definitely an interesting one. This was all sort of here already. So I think we'll want to run all the way down and show that. But just wanted to double check that things didn't change too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, gotta say, love the entrance. I feel like a lot of people have been messing with lighting up these big mushrooms too, which I think looks really, really cool. And definitely it creates a more epic entrance than what was previously designed. So I think that's a really fun way to do it. Again, the structure on this base was really interesting from the beginning. The utilization of these different design pieces just to create cool things, I think is done really well. Very functional. I do really like the little like curved rooms like this for these for chests. I might have to think about using some of those more often. But just so many random details. Again, the lighting is done really well. The bedroom feels like it's been updated quite a bit. Now it's like, it's an armor display, but it's also like your own band. It's like you're having a concert in your bedroom. Definitely a fun little design, and love the lighting on this one as well. And just making the stuffed bugs glow. I think it just always looks really good. Got a nice little like desk area. Done a really good job kind of upgrading and updating the interior details and just adding fun, interesting things. Is this arrow to the knee, not Astralizard? Am I goofball? Let me know if I messed up there, Luke. I have so many bases running through my head. Dude, there's just so many places to go. I don't even know what I'm doing. I love it. Again, like, depending on which way you walk out of a base, like, you're in a totally different space, which is really cool. It's definitely a maze, but in the most fun way. I don't even know how to get over to those other areas too, which is funny. Definitely love the like creativity here to just so many entrances, so many exits, so many interesting little like design pieces to get lost in. I don't even know if my brain can function and design something like this if I tried. It's just a testament to the interesting design. I'm gonna miss stuff. This thing's insane. There's just stuff everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's like new pieces and new designs. And all of a sudden, I'm back on the other side of the base that I was already on earlier. Oh, sounds good. Arrow. The finish up Astralizards. But yeah, very, very well done. Just the randomness. Like, it's so fun to explore these, like, the chaos. Because my brain doesn't function like this, and so I always admire people that can build with the chaos. Oh yeah, I know I missed the biggest tower. I was saving it for last. I didn't want to like accidentally wander into it. Like I just currently did. Dude, your brain... I don't even understand how your brain is doing this. I'm so lost right now. Like, I don't even know how this is all connecting together, and it's not even like that big. I think is the craziest part. Is like you just accidentally walk down the wrong thing and you're all of a sudden in a totally new area. Or you're on the other side of the base without even trying. Definitely loving the lighting, by the way. It looks really cool. So now we'll get to the main new tower. Which is very well done. I actually really do like that you utilize the grass in these triangles. Not many people have been messing with the grass in that. Everyone kind of sticks with the pine, and that does look really nice. And like the use of these rounded stairs, or the spiral stairs, is also really well done. And your orc disruptors are making me sick to my stomach. Yeah, really like these little design pieces. I can't understand why you did the orc disruptors. They make my brain hurt. It definitely it feels like I'm walking through a mirror room. Maybe that's what the Chap needs to go back and do, is put some of the orc disruptors in his base as a way to make like a mirror room that hurts your brain. Just details everywhere though, Astra. Like the chaos building is on a different level with you, dude. Like, so cool. It's starting to hit that level of like detail that I try to have people aspire to, the level of detail that Luderav does in storytelling. Like, you're really hitting your stride in terms of just so many details, so many little design pieces. You've got verticality, you've got pieces like going in every direction. Your spiral staircases are going one way, then another way, then like wrapping around. You're utilizing roofs as ramps and stairs, like so many different little designs to like navigate through each part of this base, which I think is really cool. And the fact that I can get this lost in a base that's not necessarily huge is a testament to like the creativity and the way you like move around and you think about moving around the base. And just every little detail. Gotta say, I hate spiral staircases, but somehow you're like converting me to actually like them. Because you've done such a good job like designing them into this base in so many ways. And I gotta say, really cool additions overall. Like, for essentially like a main entrance and one tower being added, it felt like that added a huge amount of stuff to this base. But I gotta say, really good job. I want to spend tons of time on stuff we've already half reviewed or semi-reviewed, but like really cool additions. And again, like the lighting, messing with the layers of different things. This isn't just one big circle tower. You've got like interesting pieces where you can like start adding cool details onto all these different areas, which I think looks really cool. The lighting, really, really well done. Quick rating on this one. Again, first impressions, like it's a little bit different for something that I've seen some of already of this build. I have to say, like, I'm really impressed. Like, I didn't necessarily think that you could add more to this base without it just getting crazier, but it's crazier in the best kind of way, if that makes sense. Like, you stuck with what I loved about the first base, and you've now amplified it to another level when you're adding things. So I think you've done a really cool job on the whole thing. Again, lighting, it's so much random lighting, but it just creates really interesting little spaces in every single spot. Like, every spot feels a little different. I have no clue how to get around this base. I was trying to get over here, and I kept ending up over there. And then all of a sudden, I'm on the top, and then I'm on the bottom. Like, it feels like just a crazy maze of a base, but also, like, each space you just accidentally wander into is, like, a new little design, a new little idea. Just intriguing little pieces. You're showing off all the different decor items really well. The detail level, I think, is starting to hit, especially on the inside pieces. Like, you're really starting to hit a good level of detail. So yeah, first impressions compared to the first one, probably another 5 on that. The layout and flow, I want to give you like 100 out of 5, but also 0 out of 5 at the same time, because there's no rhyme or reason to how any of it works, and it makes no sense, but I thoroughly enjoy getting lost in the maze, I think, is what's kind of interesting, because, like, there is no layout and there is no flow necessarily. It's just kind of absolute chaos between different levels, and everything, like, you've got so many different directions and platforms and bridges and staircases. Like, there is no layout and flow, and there also is tons of layout and flow at the same time. So it's a really interesting, like, mix where normally I would just be yelling at Ludorev for, like, dude, where are we going? Like, I'm so lost. And this, I'm like, I was thoroughly enjoying getting lost in this little base. Like, so well done on the terms of, like, how you're making this thing lay out and work overall. So very well done on that. Again, the structure and realism, you've done a very good job again, like, continuing to create kind of crazy shapes and stuff, but also making the structure of this feel very intentional, where this all feels very realistic and interesting, and it isn't just one simple thing to get you somewhere, but it all kind of, like, flows into this chaos of interesting designs and, like, multicolor, just chaos is the best way I can describe it. And I thoroughly enjoy the, like, structural design, because it's not trying too hard to be super real, but it also, like, you have just enough details in some of these spaces to make this feel like it actually does make sense. And so visually, although it's like this crazy tower with these things jutting out at every angle, it also makes total sense in so many ways. So I think you've done a really good job on continuing in a different way now what I liked about the chaos structure and the platforming, and just continuing to, like, double down on your interesting ideas. The materials and aesthetics, I do like a lot that on the newer tower, you really dove into different materials. Like, you didn't have the sturdy grass walls. I like that there's some foundations as well. Like, it breaks things up and sort of adds a more interesting or a different design and a different materiality to the build, while also somehow still following the overall theming from the first design that I had seen. So very well done on that. Functionality, I don't even know if you can rate something like this on functionality, because I don't even know if it's meant to function. It's just meant, it does what it does really well. Similar to, like, the carnival, like, you set out to design something that just sprawls and is like this treehouse without a tree, and you've continued to kind of create a great like aesthetic that just continues to like develop as you add more. And I'm interested to see how they continue, like when you get new materials and you get new stuff added to the game, like how you're gonna design that in and incorporate that into the rest of the design that you have going on. Because if you're looks like there's a trillion things going on and we only have a couple materials at this point, so if once you get more and more options, I can only imagine that this is going to get crazier and crazier. The creativity and the theme, again, your maze-ness with the design aesthetics at a 5, your functionality is at a not applicable, I guess, and then your creativity and theming again is also at a 5 because you're having fun. Like at the end of the day, you're having fun, and that's all that matters. Like I love that it's exactly what you've described it as, and you're excited about it, and I love that you're just like experimenting with it. It oozes creativity and chaos in the best ways. So very well done on that. Another 5. And in terms of improvements, I can't really say that I have a lot. It feels like you've taken a lot of the ideas that I suggested, and you're just continuing to push those ideas further and further, where you're not necessarily sticking with just repeating one design. Like you've pushed it into a totally different direction, and it still feels cohesive with, although nothing's cohesive necessarily about this base specifically. Like that's kind of what is so intriguing about it, is that it is hot, random, and just happens like a maze, and things just come out of nowhere. And so, but you've doubled down with your new design ideas and taken that to the next level, which is exactly what I had sort of suggested. That I just want more of it. I want to see it grow. I want to see it continually pushing forward and continuing with the design. And so it feels like you've done exactly that, and you just like have kept going. And apparently there's a lot more of this base that's built too, that we're not seeing. And so down the road a little bit, apparently this like starts sprawling all the way out over these directions and stuff that they're working on as well. So I would say very good job, very well done. I can't give you a whole lot of improvements because you did exactly kind of what I said from the first base review, and you've doubled down and taken it to that next level. So honestly, Astra, very, very well done. Very fun build. Love the chaos theory. That is just, things are happening for fun, and you're not afraid to just lean into it and do it. But yes, Astra, thank you once again for letting me review this base and see the upgrades. Very cool additions overall, like really, really well done. So, we now have Deez, or Unseen Punk, or Hoju the Wizard, or Man of Many Names. This is a podium build. This is in survival as well. We did a creative base review up on the top of the podium the other day, which was super epic and impressive. But this is all survival as well. So this is on a kind of a different level to be building up here in pure survival. Uh-oh. There we go. Very functional little base entrance there. Hardest part, getting your setup so you can get up here really easily. And I do enjoy that, like, you get little glimpses. Something maybe you don't necessarily see this as much, but something I immediately notice when I'm doing this is just to functionally get up to the top of your base, I'm just seeing these little like sneak peeks that I think are really interesting. And that you actually decided that instead of just building out and around this, you decided you wanted to use the traversal system that the devs put in for us, which is really cool. super functional, just little storage spaces, which are done really well. Compact, easy. Nothing to write home about, but love that you've created a great system of how you can bring all your stuff up, get it over here, and make it work. Because that's hardest part about this base is building the base itself, getting everything set up so you're not just hating your life, bringing materials up. Because this is a commitment, very big commitment to get up, and then you just enter into base. Like, very good. I love the like the reveal effect. Not only like this scorpion thing is awesome, by the way. You've like the circle built out with all of the fridges, like you have all your different stuff, but you have no clue. You walk up, and if you're not paying attention, like you have no clue that this like epic little scorpion thing is built right here. So I think you've done a the creativity is I'm loving so far. Like you just enter into this base where you maybe you think that you were coming up to the top of the podium, but you're just all of a sudden you're just in it. Loving all the details. I don't even know where to start. There's just so many things to look at. You've got huge amounts of chests. You have your crafting table. Love this little design, like with the staircase up to it too, like making it a really designed element, I think is really fun. You have like palisade walls, like half clipping through the walls and stuff, adding new interesting textures. You have even more grass pallet stem storage, which I think makes a ton of sense when you're building up here. Like you just kind of have to grind and get everything. Another great addition, utilizing the little glitches in the game at the moment to get sap collecting to make this like actually functional is like probably the hardest thing to do about this base overall, is making it functional. So it's not just an absolute nightmare to work with all the time. It's like you found a way to make each thing that you need in the base easily accessible, which I really like. And just so much. I love your circle designs. This is really cool. This looks super nice. Same with the circle one there too. They look really, really nice. Like having fun with the bug stuff, the mantis, all of that. I actually think you posted this in Discord the other day too. I think it looked really cool. Got a basketball court, and you've got the netting behind. So not only do you get water, but your basketball doesn't fall off the podium. So like double functional. Very well done. Yes, it was only dark on the inside for a second. But yes, we can turn that off. You got your scoreboard. Loving the design, like your little overhangs. The lighting looks really good. I like the color choice to like make that glow the way you did. And another design from that I've seen now, where like lighting palisades on the inside just looks really good. You even lit the basketball hoops. And like everything shining from below as well. That somehow I don't even know how to get down there yet. Oh, it's over there. I think what's so cool about this is if you put me here and didn't tell me I was on the podium, I would have zero idea where I am right now. I would have no clue that I'm on the podium at the moment until you get to like one of these random spots. Even got the functionality there. Like until you see something like this, you really don't know that you're on the podium. This is really cool, dude. You even have like the notes and stuff. Your own secret little thing. The structure down here is really well done. I really like these little details. These are really cool. The use of the columns. The fact that you're still allowing yourself to get down into these spaces underneath as well to like see the codes is another really good functional thing, because at some point you have to come up here, and so it's nice knowing those things are available and you haven't totally hidden them. And then dude, this is really cool too. Really well, like really, really nice little design ideas here for like walking around these spaces to just divide a stairway between this and make that a design decision, I think is really interesting. Dealing with York butterflies, yes. Also a smart one, because they're a pain. The Weevil. Everybody spam your Weevil King. Where's my emotes? I can't find them. I had to do it. I had to do the Weevil King there for everyone. We can do it on YouTube too. Love it. The lighting so far, dude. Incredible. Even just all the little details. Like, you've really put a lot of effort into the fact that this stuff is barely showing through because this is at like a slight angle here, and you utilize that as a way to like add more detail in. It's super well done. The lighting, the triangle pieces, the tiki torch lamps, lighting up the floors for the Weevil things, a custom couch. I've been trying to figure out what to do with these landing pads, dude. Very clever. Very, very, very clever. Honestly, I am absolutely loving the creativity in this right now. Got your bed as well. Very well designed. I love that this is like its own room. Like, this is what we saw from the lower area too, which was really cool. I think awesome little way to kind of add detail in. Like, you have your own little room that's inside and outside. Loving the little design pieces. Again, seeing all the funk, like all your pathways and everything look really interesting. The flow's really cool. The creativity with the decor items, you're killing it. Again, lighting. I love that you've made this walkway go around, but also like function into this back area, but then also be the more walking space or ways to walk around and everything. It's just very functional while also being really, really creative. I feel like I need to go back down and see this from the front before we get too far into that. This base is way bigger than you might expect at first glance, so there's a lot to see. And again, the lighting, something about this red lighting that you've done is really nice. Just looks really nice in these palisade walls. You're gonna make me steal your ideas. It's just never-ending detail. Like, every little piece has a design into it. Every little space is utilized. You're not wasting space. There's so much just simple designs that work really well. And loving your massive windows out the top. Again, continuing the design you've done here, like, looks so good. And then utilizing more of these the garden patches looks really cool. Like, oh, you put them on a table. Super clever. Super clever. I'll never be able to get that back in, but luckily it doesn't affect your world. I had to know, though. Yeah. Gotta say, this is looking really, really good. Wow. I gotta say, I think everyone is now going to steal this idea, Deez. This looks so clean with the picture frames behind them. There's one thing I've never loved is I love armories. I love showing off stuff. I've never felt like I found a design that I actually really, really like for displaying the armor and or displaying the weapons specifically, because they never feel like they're like where they want to be. They're too small or they sit funky. But by putting the sign frame behind these, like, it adds, like, it literally feels like a picture of it almost. Like, it looks so cool. This really cool little detail. And even here where you're like clipping these things into one another to create this like perfect little window room. And again, continuing those, it looks so clean. Oh yeah, I'm 100% stealing this one there. This is my new favorite weapon display I think I've ever seen from anyone in any grounded game. 1 or 2. I think this is my favorite display because no one figured this out in Grounded 1 and it was exactly the same. So it's a really cool level of creativity. And again, I love that you've just continued using these cool light fixtures to like continue making cool rooms and highlighting cool spaces. Even like widening them and adding those looks really nice. It's like creepy the way the light like darkens out the bottom and the top, so it almost doesn't look like pine anymore, which I think looks really nice. I love that you like walk up, same as the walking up underneath the scorpion. Like you just, if you're not paying attention, all of a sudden you're just like walking around and then there's just a massive spider right in front of you. They're like using the dew collectors is not something that's just made for collecting dew. Like you're having more fun with them and like utilizing them as like interesting ways to fill in gaps that you probably were annoyed that you couldn't quite fill in the way you wanted, and you found an interesting way to just get around that completely. And you've connected this really well. Like it's sort of symmetrical, but it's also not at all. And somehow it's really easy to navigate. It's almost like the complete opposite chaos from Astralizard's base, where theirs is more embracing full chaos, whereas like yours is utilizing all these different areas and spaces. It's not necessarily sticking to like a very square or simple layout, but everything kind of flows into the other things really well, the way you've done this. I mean, even like acorn turrets placed on their sides is like a way to just add an interesting detail. You're like just clipping things together to make them look interesting. A really nice little, I don't know, desk design or something. It's what you used on the first Grounded. I'm amazed. I've literally never once seen someone use a sign frame, a picture frame, or yeah, sign frame behind the weapon wall mounts. It just looks really clean. Especially like when you're curving them around this wall, like it guarantees that they're all really evenly spaced, which for like my OCD level, it feels just clean, really clean, while you're also have all this crazy design stuff like the bugs and the garden patches that's like a very different aesthetic. So it's done very well, I gotta say. I love your high ceilings. A lot of people should be messing with these like really tall ceilings and like finding interesting ways to design like the structure that you've done. Like you've done a really good job creating a cohesive, well-designed base. You like the layout to be easy to read. Yeah, it felt like it was really easy to navigate, but it also has like really useful ways to traverse through the base as well. Like you walk around, very simple to get around the whole base, but it's also just kind of like bouncing you from one area to another. So really well done. Gotta say, I was not expecting this one because I could not see it, and I didn't explore this one at all. I just looked at the lower space to figure out how to get up here and then left it as a complete surprise, and absolutely amazing, dude. So, in terms of the grading, first impressions, dude, wow. Like the reveal, you've got it all, honestly. Which I think is part of the coolest part, is like the fact that you're just in this base, like it's literally like this perfect reveal. You have no clue you're here. You don't really know where you're at any given time because you've built over the podium so well. But it's all just cohesive. The design makes sense. You've kept like, I love the little things where you keep the functional spots of what's in your base. So it's like you didn't just cover things up. You've left interesting access points to everything. So like you're utilizing the space that you picked specifically really, really well. So yeah, easy 5 on first impressions. Like the reveal of how we got into it in general really well. The lighting's done, the details done really well. All of the layout, everything really well done. So yeah, layout and flow, easy 5, if not a 6 or 7 or a 10, because it just flows. It flows really well in a completely different way that I've enjoyed everyone's flow and everything tonight, but I feel like yours is on a level of there's not necessarily a lot of symmetry in the inside, but it just feels very easy to navigate. I didn't feel really super lost at any point, but I also felt like everything felt different from place to place. So like the flow between the spaces made a lot of sense, while you also have a really interesting and unique layout that's not just repetitive things over and over again, in terms of like as well utilizing the little design pieces that you get from where you pick to build to your brain read, why would I make this a wall when I can go around and make a little pathway around the whole thing that goes to a secret room, essentially, like a secret bedroom for yourself, is all really well done. Really interesting little design idea, and that it's even different on the other side. Like you didn't do the same exact thing because you wanted to do this design piece, but you still managed to kind of replicate that on the other side. So it's intuitive to how you like get around this, which makes a lot of sense. So again, 5 on the layout. The structure and realism, like again, easy 5. I absolutely love how you've created these columns, and the way you've lit them specifically. It's like, this is some things that I was trying to point out to other people, is picking design elements and making them stand out, which I think you've done a really good job on so far. Because if you notice, everywhere else, the lighting is the normal like torch light or a different color completely, but you've made a really intentional decision to make these a slightly different color visually that makes every time you see one, they become this like highlighted spot in the build. Whereas like everything else is sort of different and the spaces are more open and all over, but then you're like, this is where you've done it again. And it just sort of like the places you decided to use repetition like ground you in the base itself, if that makes sense. So it's like you always know where you are because you see repeated things here and there, and so it's like really easy to tell what is a column and what's a ceiling and what's a wall, because the columns are all this one specific color, and the other walls all become these things that sort of blend in behind them. And so you've done a really good job like using repetition well, where it wasn't like overkill where it's just the same thing over and over and over again, but it becomes this like the repetition is used in a way to highlight really specific design pieces in terms of other parts of the structure as well. Like connecting the roofs, the roof structure is really interestingly designed. I like to consider like the stairs and everything as part of like the structural and navigation systems in a base design. And those all feel really intentional. They feel like they're grounded to the base really well. They're not like floating randomly. You have balconies everywhere that like add to the overall visual of the base. You're not just, here's a straight stair, here's a straight stair. Like you made an intentional decision to add these interesting pieces and interesting ways to get around these bases, the base in overall. So I think it's really well done on the structure and realism side of it, just because it all feels very well grounded. It feels like it's hefty, which I think a lot of people miss out on, because it's really easy and grounded to just kind of place a wall, and this is the outside and that's the inside. And I think that's where a lot of people could add tons of detail, and what they could figure out here is your walls have depth to them. They have shelves, so they have more detail. They're 2 pieces thick, or at least a quarter wall thick. So everything's not just one wall and it's done. Like some walls are a single wall when they're like in between on the interiors, but then others are utilizing a double thick and a 1 thick. Like each piece feels intentionally done. You've kind of created, it's not just a railing around the outside. Like all these things become a bar. Like you've designed the structure into everything. Everything's got like a slightly extra function compared to the standard way that I think a lot of people think in grounded building. There's depth, I guess, is another great way to put it that I liked. Is a way that I like to describe it is there's depth on a lot of it. In terms of the materiality and the aesthetics, dude, you 10 out of 5. Like, you have so much materiality, along with you're utilizing the different materials to like make specific design decisions, but then you're also utilizing light in a really good way that adds even more depth and detail to the build. Because I always like to think of light as another material, as another like detail that can be added in any given place. And so you've done a really good job just intentionally using lighting, intentionally using different like larger structures and different materials to highlight, and it adds huge amounts of depth to this build where you're not just having it'd be so easy to just build one of these and get rid of this extra stuff, but it's those little things that take the detail to like that next level that looks really good. In terms of functionality, again, 5 out of 5 on that. Everything is right here, and I think that's what's probably, not that the design itself isn't impressive as hell, like it is, but the fact that you've made probably the least functional base spot in the game into a functional base spot is what is so impressive about this base in so many ways, because you have everything you need. You've found a way to like really intelligently get sap up here. You have huge amounts of storage. You've got mushrooms all over the place for down the road when we get mushrooms. You've got your bounce elevator to get you up quickly. You have huge amounts of stem and grass pallet storage that's all sort of hidden in a really nice way. It's not just like this huge... You made it a little part of the base up here, but you kind of use the under basement area to store some more of that functionality, so it works really well. For a base that honestly like shouldn't work, it works really well. I think that's one of the more impressive things about it, like not overlooking just the interesting design pieces you've done and like the cool ideas you come up with. Like you've not only created interesting design pieces, but you've made them work specifically for a base that shouldn't feel like it works. So I think that's one of the things I'm most impressed about specifically, is because I can see every piece of function here is a design decision, like a really good design decision, making these circular things for the fridges and your chests, and like they're good design decisions, and they also just make the base work. And then you've also utilized on top of that, as I had said, like keeping these things in your base so you always have access to them is part of what I think is functionality is. It's like using a field station in Grounded 1 inside your base. It just makes things function, makes them work. Having extra storage space to hide things in the future and still be able to get to the things in the game, like codes, are really good decisions that I find really interesting and function out of the kind of weird shape the podium is in itself. Like it's kind of a funky thing. It's not square, like the walls all kind of like curve or tilt. They all do really weird things, and so the fact that you found a way to utilize all of them in their own unique way is really well done. Creativity and theme, again, 10 out of 5. Your creativity is through the roof. If everyone watching this, if you're not stealing this idea, you're crazy, because this looks incredible. The garden patches, super creative. I mean, not even the fact that you found a way to like place these on the stairs in an interesting way, but then to like also utilize, again, another creative and functional thing to utilize dew catchers, because you don't have grass to get water in here. You're also utilizing this as like a net for a basketball court. So it's like, it makes total sense, and it's like the function makes so much sense. The creativity and theming, again, like pure creativity with also function all in one. It's just all the lighting effects, all the stuff makes so much sense that I really enjoy exploring it. And just little things everywhere you look that I just miss in every direction. I feel like I just find something new. So I feel like you've done a really, really good job on the design and the creativity and just pushing interesting elements. And again, a lot of people could learn from the lighting effects that you've done as well. Similar to like Chap from earlier, you've done a really good job utilizing lighting in a way to like draw attention to some of the cooler things that you've done that I really enjoy. Improvements wise, man, I gotta say, this is one of the bases I've struggled with more than others in terms of what I would improve. Because everything's designed, everything's thought about, everything's like you've made intentional decisions. And the reality of things is typically what I think of as improvements is I see someone making a decision and maybe not 100% committing to that idea. And that's exactly what you've done here, is you have made decisions and you've committed 100% to them. You've utilized like repetition for interesting ideas you've come up with or found or seen other people doing, however you came up with the ideas. I mean, even just like putting bug mounts on it. Like you've made very intentional decisions and you've made that as a decision that is put throughout the entire base. And I think that is where it's really hard to offer any improvements necessarily, because I find that that is what makes a base really good and like finished almost, where it doesn't feel like it needs more. It doesn't feel like it needs any additions because the decisions have been made very intentionally. Where I'm stuck with as well, not sure, might just make a new base at a different location. I don't like telling you that I don't really know what else you should do, but I don't really know what else you should do. I'm sure you could just add more. You could add, especially, I guess the hard part for you is that your base is full at this point. And so I think it's going to be really difficult when new items get added. You can scrunch all the mannequins together and add more and more as more and more armor and weapon pieces get added. You can add them above and stuff. So if anything, like you've filled out the space so well that maybe you've left yourself a little bit of a lack of ability to continue to grow overall is probably the only thing I could say is like wrong with the base, but it's not, that doesn't mean anything's wrong with the base. I think you've just done a really good job filling out the space overall and creating interesting ideas. So I think more than anything, I would not hesitate as a builder to do something else as well. Pick another spot that you find interesting on the map and just go for it and see what else you can come up with, and try to not use anything that you've used here and come up with new ideas, because I feel like your creativity would allow for some really interesting builds, kind of along the lines of like Luderav, where you just builds base after base after base and experiments and has new ideas and new interesting things, because you've done great with the lighting, you've done great with the layout, you've done great with the materials. It's detailed everywhere. You have the depth that I really try to push with people, especially like overhangs and the roofs and stuff. I can't really say that there's like anything I would say specifically that needs to be better or improved upon, but other than the fact that add more to it when they add more items as well. And if I could say anything, and maybe this is a selfish thing on my part, build another base, because I want to see what else you're going to build. is more than anything, is I think the only thing that I don't like about it is there's not more to see, because I want more at the end of the day. And so that's all you can really ask for when you make a build, is that I want to jump around it, I want to wander, I want to explore, I want to see every detail. So overall, like, you've knocked it out of the park. This is everything that I would say I want to see in builds. You have so many different materials, you've messed with everything. The only thing you're not really using is grass, which you still get the grass effect as well, so it's kind of is there in many ways. But yeah, you just don't have anywhere to go and expand upon now, so it feels like you just have to start another base at the end of the day. If anything, I would build an epic wrap around staircase with room for expansion on lower podium levels. That could be an interesting way to do it. I would say that's an interesting idea, Ace, for sure. Is, can you build in this area more? Like, I'd like to see how you utilize some of these other spaces, especially because you've already started. You have little things happening here, but maybe just build in these areas as well. Like, I think it'd be really, really cool to come back to this base at some point and see not only the really interesting base you've designed here, but like, how do you fill up these empty spaces? You could build floors that go across and like walls that go up and create really interesting wall designs. These you can build up and down and over these things. There's so much space down here overall. And there are some good items and stuff that you could get access to as well. But I think it could be interesting. That's probably the only thing I could really say is expand into the podium itself, because I think there's some interesting opportunities there if you're still interested in like not necessarily giving up on this base, because it is so interesting and well done. But yeah, I mean, gotta say, Deez, very, very well done. Very impressed. One of my more favorite bases that we've reviewed. And that is not to belittle or demean anyone else's designs or anything we've looked at, but there's just something about this one that it is complete. And I think that's one of the easier things about reviewing a base that is like done, is all the details are there. It's easy to just keep looking at stuff, whereas other people these base reviews are also about helping other people and helping them build their bases out. It's not just about showcasing the biggest, best, most epic bases, and like we get to see some of these really, really cool epic bases from time to time. But I also really enjoy showing off other people's designs that aren't necessarily as far along, because I think there's a lot that can be learned. It's really easy to just go, wow, this is incredible, I can't build that. And so I don't want people to see stuff like this and go, wow, that's incredible, I can't build that. We've failed. But I also want to show you things like this because it really shows off what you can do if you keep pushing builds and keep going. And I think a lot of the builds we've seen, some even smaller ones, have the capability of getting to this level of design. So, first up for tonight, we have Rock Me. Their base is located over here by the picnic table. I took a little sneak peek. It's huge. Guys, it's huge. We're going to have to give some serious props to Rock Me, because they have been grinding to get this one done. Love this location. I'm really interested to see, like, it's so big, it like sprawls all over the place, but I love this area in general. There's just so many good resources and stuff. I'm gonna be ready to go for the Axel fight, since it's somewhere up in this area. It's a good spot. Not bad at all. Yes, this is a survival build as well, so this is all done. There's no duping, no glitching, nothing. This is all hard work. So, here we go. And this isn't even, it goes so far back. It goes so far back. It just keeps going. It's like, it's everywhere. Leonard Nimoy. Great name, great name. All right. Let's see what Rock Me has created for us. Love the little entryway. This wall alone is killing me, because I know how many sticks it takes to collect all of this. Dude, it's so big. All right, so I'm guessing this is your girlfriend's base area, so we got to at least look at it. We got to see how well you set up the girl, you know. Cozy, gets the job done. I like the little foot ottoman, I guess? Ottoman, maybe? I think that makes sense, right? It's the little things that really take it to, like, the next level, though. I like the purple lighting in here, too. Where is the lighting in here? Is it, like, hidden in the ground? Is it on the outside? Wait. Oh, I can't even go there. And you've got 2 different grids going, too, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. Or at least multiple grids? You have multiple grids going. Nice. I don't even know where to start. It's so big. Probably not this way, but also I kind of want to just go this way. Uh-oh. They found me. Run. Wait, it goes down too? Dude, what the? Oh, you got access in every way. I love it.
Buggy out of gas.
Get an upper view. Gotta orient myself a little bit here. Holy. I do remember you vaguely mentioning sorry about the spiral stairs. All good. They're efficient. They get the job done. And this is on 7 grids. Dang, dude. This is epic. I love that you're taking like the big build and like going crazy with the grids and stuff too. It makes like cities, there's so much potential when you build off grid like this. And yes, you have so much like, you're going to be building forever, which is the great part. You have so much to do still. It reminds me of my sandbox build. It just gets better and better the more you build, which is really exciting. It's like you kind of have a blank canvas still, but it's also has so much potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Lock in, Timber. I'm going full ADHD on this one. I'm like, where do I even start? I love seeing the ambition though, like to just go crazy with it and build huge. Especially this early into the game. It's going to be insane seeing what this build is in a year by the time we get to full release. You have like a little like stage. I love that this chandelier is like you've like purposely built it just for this. It's not like in a building or anything. It actually is really cool. Gotta love the chandeliers. Yes, Lurav is in. He's obsessed. Okay, we'll go up last. So let's check out all this stuff first. Really good job with the like combination. Like this is where the grids become really cool because you got all these different like level changes and stuff, which is it just looks natural in so many ways, which I'm a big fan of. Just a little bedroom, nice little house. Good job on the mixing and matching the different materials and stuff as well. And I know everyone saw what was happening over here. You got a little concession stand. Love it. And a full-out stadium. Everyone's doing stadiums now. I love it. And we've had MMA, we've had football, we have basketball now, we've had different basketball stadiums. I love the different creativity and stuff. It's even got his own like mic to call the game. Dude. So good. I love these little bleachers too. There's just, it's like my brain would instantly just go, oh, just put a couple stairs and throw the people on. I love that you've like added just a little more detail by kind of separating these out with a single half floor. It's so many of them. Very well done. Did that guy score? Is that why he's so excited? If only you could get them to hold the basketball. That would be even better. Okay. I want to like check out all the little corners and stuff. Uh-oh. Don't want to check that one out though. I'll just leave him alone. Got your other little exit. Close that up so no one gets in. Good job on like the multiple staircases too. I like that was very reminiscent of how I built my sandbox build, which I was really enjoyed, just like many different forms of moving around. Really good job on these little details too. It's so simple, but it adds so much detail so fast. It's a really fun little just design. The way everyone's kind of utilizing these new materials to show off things completely differently. Dude, dude, rock me, dude. It just keeps going. This is incredible, dude. The commitment to this base is insane. Is that a different? Oh, it is a different house. Nice. Love the little balcony as well, and that you're like completely messing with different designs of how you're doing these roofs, but still kind of continuing these patterns around. Creates a lot of continuity without just being like repetitive, which is, it's a difficult thing to do. It's a fun little entrance too. You're gonna have the lovely time of raids and stuff soon. You're at that level or that size of base where the raids start getting insane. Luckily, they don't actually attack their base anymore. They just go for you, so that's a win.
Breath, big guy.
Get your little crafting. You gotta see this at night. Love the little glow there. That's really clever, the way you did that. I really like that little bit. It's the little things that you guys come up with that kind of blow me away. It's like a little custom forge area is really nice. Very well done. And like these are like their own little shops and stuff. Yeah, the pebblet paths look super clean. I love that you didn't just try to stick with one. Like you kind of utilize the pebblet path is exactly how I like doing it. Like building it around the little features so you don't hide everything. With the foundation pieces, it just like it creates such a natural way to walk through these spaces, which is really well done. Yeah, so everyone, I'm gonna steal that. I love this too. This is really clean. This is a really clean way to do these that I might be stealing myself. I always just put them on a flat thing and do a big row, but I'm never very happy with how it ends up looking. I love that you like built into this as well. It's really cool. All right. Oh, you even like clip these down into the ground. Or is that one actually growing? That one's just growing. Nice. Yeah, your pebblet storage or your pallet storage. That's clean. Oh, this is on the. Oh, I like that. This looks really clean. For such a simple little detail, I actually really like how that looks. That looks really nice. I'll happily steal that. It looks so much better hiding the grass a little bit. It's like a little bow tie or something. Looks really good. It's the little things. Like, I have not once thought about using this as like an edge detail so far. This is why I love doing these things. You just never know what people are going to come up with. And like even the stairs that go around. This is exactly how I built out my city. That like makes me so excited to see this. Like, you have a long ways to go and so much, you've given yourself so much room to keep building and doing stuff. But like this, once all this space gets like completely filled in with more houses and like a village vibe and stuff, and you keep having time to add more and more detail, it's going to look really cool with all the little staircases and changes in heights and elevation and stuff that you've done. Really like that. You've done a really good job like connecting this to the tree as well. Like, it looks very natural. It doesn't feel like hodgepodged and randomly placed. Just these towers alone would take an hour each. Easily. If not more. That's not including the gathering of materials time. Dude, it goes all the way up the tree too. Holy cow, rock me. All I did was go in and see the very front. Oh my gosh, dude. I didn't know it went this far back. Much of an aerial view can we do? We'll go up to the very top and do an aerial view and see what we can do. What's this way? Okay, that's that staircase. Let's go over here and then we'll go to the top. 3 hours each? That sounds about right, dude. The commitment is, I'm impressed.
We could bottle that up and make a killing.
This is a daunting project to start. And with how long we've had the game out for, like, there's a lot of building to get done in survival. As you can see, my base is built in survival completely, and I'm nowhere near this far. Top is your house? Dude, perfect. I don't think you've even connected into like this stuff. It's a good way to do it because I'm pretty sure the wolf spider comes out of there. I love that this, like, I almost don't even recognize where I am anymore, which is like the coolest part about these. That you've like completely transformed everything. It looks like a different part of the map. Like if I went up onto mine, it's so different. Amazes me how people can build with the terrain. I always look for a big flat area to build because I can never build with the terrain. Yeah, that's like my #1 suggestion is build with what's happening in the world because it just looks so natural. It just ends up looking so good. The way all of this like ties into each other, it's just always something I enjoy seeing. And your like epic entrance all the way to your base. Yeah, how many stems have you used on this one, Rock? Because it's gotta be thousands. Thousands and thousands.
Buggy gotta work on their cardio.
Even just these stairs are a commitment and a half. Holy cow. About 100k stems or more. That's ridiculous. We're so high. I was not expecting this to go this high. This is epic, dude. Wow. Oh, and that's the jump pads. Oh, we'll definitely do that. And I'll be the one that misses it completely. Dude, what the heck? This is insane. I was wondering, I was like, where are you working on all of this? But now I see. I definitely see where you're working on this. This is awesome. The piece de resistance. Your base. Loving it. You even have like ladders to get up to the top of the spinners and stuff. This is such a cool view up here too. Like, how many people get to see this as their base every day? It's so good. Oh, you can go through it. Oh, jeez. Where's the edge? Don't fall off. It'd be the worst time. Oh, man. I love these. I was kind of curious what these would look like on the inside. As soon as I saw them, I was like, this is going to look great from the inside. The perfect, like, it's almost like a glass room almost. Like, love the way this looks. You just got your little nook. You can just look out over the world. It's so simple, but it also is like you've really thought through each of these little decisions where you can see things from every angle. It's very well done. Nice. More spiral stairs, though. I'm going to have to dock you 1 point for your spiral staircase use. For my own bias. This looks great, man. I love this detail. Looks super nice. Love the little lighting. You got your weapons and stuff. It looks really good. And it ties in very well with the staircases and the way you place things. But I was also like if I'm going to be in a treehouse, I want to be way up in the air. I don't want to have like a closed building or anything. Like the fact that you left it all open like this is perfect. This is exactly how I would imagine this be like working out. And of course, guys, it just keeps going. Dude, you're insane, Rock Me. This is huge. Now I understand why you wanted an extra week, dude. Like, you've been going nuts. What a view. I don't think anyone else has seen this view. This is like the perfect vantage point to just see the entire world. It's so unfortunate that the rendering distance doesn't let you see this from the top, because that would be so epic. See how much we can get to load in. Not much. That's how big it is. Very well done. Super clean. Super easy to work with all this. You're so safe, too. you've thought of everything, honestly. I was like, how was he building this all the way up here? Is what I was kind of like curious about this whole time. I saw that it went up the tree. I did not think it went this far up the tree. Kind of blown away here, Rock Me. Just the scale of what you've done so far is really cool. Got your buggies and everything. Pretty soon you're going to be outside of the world. Don't fall. Wow, man. This is insane. I am honestly kind of blown away. All right, let's go jump down the fun jump pads, and then we'll talk about everything.
Yeah.
Yes, this is like legit treehouse.
Yeah.
You've taken treehouse to a different level.
Yeah.
I love all the ones that are like kind of little sporadic houses placed throughout the trees that we've looked at, but this is a tree fort. This isn't even a tree house anymore. This is a tree fortress.
Who's gotta eat?
Yeah, it's massive. And again, we've seen some big builds, but when we've seen a couple that are on creative, we've seen a couple huge ones on survival. This, I think, tops the size-wise. I don't think anyone has built quite this big yet. You know when Ludorav's going, this is huge and cool. Bravo. From a mega builder that builds in creative to be a little blown away is a good sign. Okay. Let's try not to die. We did it. Yes, barely. Oh, that was close. Well, man. I am impressed. Very impressed, Rock Me. I don't think we missed anything. I think that was all the stuff. We didn't run through all of the... Oop, that's gonna hurt. We didn't run through all of the tunnels, but I love that you've, like... just this wall alone is so much effort. And the fact that you've gone and built on multiple grids with it. You have a grid for the outside. You've got grids, multiple grids on the inside. It's pretty dang impressive, I will say. So, first impressions. Let's get on to the grading here, because I want to give you some points. First impressions, dude, 10 out of 5. Like, the fact that you've built this big, and this game has been out for, what, 2 months, if that, is an accomplishment and a half. Like, is so huge and ridiculous. And it's not just huge and totally empty. Like, although you have a lot of room to continue building things, like, you're already detailing out a lot of this stuff really well. And you just picture tons more things like this and this place coming to life the way you have these details built out so far. So yeah, first impressions, 10 out of 5, no problem. The layout and flow. It's an interesting one with mega bases, especially like cities like this. I guess you could we could call it a city at this point. The way I like to look at cities is how natural it feels, how well you've done, not just building, honestly, like an American town. As an American here, they're just plain boring grids is what I don't love to see when I see big villages and stuff, because it just ends up being really repetitive. And the fact that you not only took on a mega build this big, but you also have taken on learning how to do off-grid building as well is really, really impressive. And I think you're doing a really, really good job at the moment. Just everything, you have like repeated patterns and stuff which look really good. You have different angles going on, so like the flow feels really natural as I like to think of it, like the way I like to see cities. And you've not only done that, but you flow through the terrain so well, where you've thought really well through the way you're going through it to create kind of maybe not the most efficient pathways and stuff, but it creates a fun experience, which I think is my favorite part of it, because that's, I think, where a lot of people get lost in these big builds is they kind of become repetitive and symmetrical, and you've just kind of went for it, and it's just, it feels very natural. with multiple grids, with everything going on. I love the especially in like cities and villages, like the change in terrain and height, where you're kind of following the natural built place with your pebble paths, and then you're like building up to follow terrain more and make like specific decisions around like keeping some of these key features, which ends up being like, I think, really natural parts of the design overall. So I think that's really, really well done. The structure and realism, again, you're 5 out of 5 on that. Like, your stadium feels super realistic. Your towers, your walls, everything feels massive and intentional, which I'm a big fan of. Now, there's endless amounts of work, as I can see you're continuing things and going up further and further. But I think, like, in terms of a city or a village, it's starting to feel very realistic, even though you have a lot of room to keep adding buildings as you continue building here. So maybe it's a little empty at the moment, but that's just kind of, I mean, I think I have 2,000 hours in my city, and they all start, and then every building you add just keeps adding detail, and it's like, it is exactly what gets me excited seeing builds this big, is because I can see the potential of how you're utilizing the different pieces. So I think you've done really good in laying out a city in an interesting way. So kudos on that. The materials and aesthetics, where you have put the time in to design, I mean, a lot of your time spent on just building the massive walls and stuff, so it's hard to get into all the details of everything, but every place that you've used detail is a 5 out of 5. Of course, there's places where you can add more, but I mean, I can't knock you points on going insanely huge, which just means it takes 10 times more time to detail this kind of stuff out. So you've done really, really well with the different materials and the aesthetics. I also love, like, you switched up the towers, because it would be too much stem if you just left it as stem like this. So you did a really good job kind of mixing things up, and I can already see, like, you're messing with different materials. The floors and the roofs are different materials. Your stairs, instead of just using all pebblets, I like that you switched it up with the acorn stairs as well. Like, these minor details are super cool. Really like your little area here. Very well done. Your houses are going to be great as you keep adding more and more of them. I can just see these, like, plopped all over the place in here, filling in all the little gaps of little areas. So it's really cool. And then the fact that there's just like a stadium built on top of the backpack is just fun. And you're already getting into the details of, like, the concession stand and stuff. You've got armor dummies place. Like, you've done a very good job on that side of it. Functionality, in terms of the city itself, it isn't function, it's just fun. So that's what I love about it. But then when you get up to your actual base, like, it does function incredibly well. You have everything you need there. It's all placed really close to each other. You have so many materials up there. I know we're not going to run all the way back up to talk about it, but it's very well done on the base side. Like, not only have you pushed it to the point where it's just massive and cool, but you're also making these things work in many different ways. Also, to mention, like, all the fun entrances you've used, like, love that this is an entrance, and you're playing with these different features really, really well. So I would say very well done on that as well. The creativity and theme, easy 5, rock me. It's so fun. Just the scale alone, I want to give you 100, because very few people know what it takes to build this big. And I see, as you had, in your words, the blood, sweat, and tears that come with building things that are this big. But man, it's working. I can already picture, like, how you're going to add more details and different things. Like, you can build out on the tree, you can build out in these rooted areas. You have, like, all this room to add cool details and stuff. So the potential is, like, through the roof. You haven't boxed yourself into one little tiny spot. And even, like, doing these, like, floated, elevated walkways and stuff is really cool too. Like, as you get those details added in with, like, hand railings and those things, these things are gonna, like, come to life. They, like, really, really come to life. So I would say I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm at a loss for words about many parts of this, because it's just huge. You see where the tears came from. Exactly. Yeah, it's like very good melding pot of like man-made structures and natural structures. Like the creativity to continue using these things is really well done. And this is where these type of details, utilizing the pre-built things in the game, is where I think builds like absolutely come to life. So I would say, again, kudos to you, Rock Me. This is epic. I was not expecting to see this big of a base, honestly. Very good. Now, in terms of improvements, I think the biggest one, I can see where you're doing a good job at it, but lighting is going to be that one thing. It honestly is something that happens to the end, or towards the end of a lot of my builds. Some places get lights. I mean, very similarly, like you obviously know how to mess with lighting because these little spots look great and you've done a great job, but continue adding lighting to these finished areas and they will just like, they'll pop. They will become so much more epic than they already are. Like seeing this everywhere, it's going to break your game and it's going to run like horribly, but I can already see like you got the detail work and everything. Now the lighting is going to be one of those things that just like takes it to the next level. And then the other improvement, which isn't really an improvement, but just keep going. Like, I know it's daunting to do these, and you've been working incredibly hard from what you've been telling me, so you're probably going to want a little bit of a break now that you've gotten your base tours on. But please do not stop, because I can see the potential of where this is going, and once you have the time to get in the little details, to add more buildings, to add the lighting, like, it's going to come. It's not that it's not already coming to life, but I think that's what's so exciting is like I envision some different things happening here and more buildings really kind of take on. I don't necessarily know what your long-term plans are, how much more you're going to build or not, but continue adding like little buildings and shops. One thing like a big piece of advice in terms of city building that helped me a lot, because I think the hardest thing to do is, what do you build? Like, what's the purpose of everything? Because like, it's perfect. You have your girlfriend's house. You have some like fun little ones that are just for the purpose of being buildings, or like houses for people. But start thinking of some of the bigger structures, similarly to how you've done the stadium, like along the lines of making a stuffed bug museum, where you have the head mounts and the bugs, the stuffed bugs, displayed in a building. And then you can do an art museum, or you could do a museum with the artwork and the bugs in all in one, or you can have them totally separate, and you could have like a bug museum and an art museum. Those are some ideas that I've always really liked. A big armory building, especially because we're just going to get so many as the game keeps getting updated. You're going to get tons and tons of opportunity to add more. So I'd think of large buildings like armories, museums. What are the other ones that I have? Like churches, cathedrals, kind of like look up cities, a taxidermy. Yeah. And that's kind of like what I was thinking is, especially for when you have these smaller houses, start thinking of each one of these houses, maybe less in terms of like, this is where a villager or your friend sleeps, but this is a taxidermist. And then you have a blacksmith's house. And then you have a tailor, which is like the spinning wheels, could be an interesting one, where you have like armor sets that are shown off in a build. And you can kind of like keep those community buildings as a way to continue adding the detail to here. And just looking up just what are the common buildings in a medieval city or something like that. And you can get really interesting ideas of like additional things that you could add, because I think that's adding more details and a specific reason behind each one of the buildings that are added to this space is what will really take it from like, this is an epic, this is a really cool big build, to like, wait a second, it has everything. And that's what helped me from burning out in a big way. I had like an observatory building. If you haven't watched my sandcastle or sandbox city tour on my channel, I think you get a lot of really good ideas of how to like fill in all these spaces and start really designing in some of these like extra spaces to be just kind of like really fun and interesting spaces throughout this whole city. But gotta say, Rock Me, you have knocked this one out of the park. Honestly, it's very well done. and I see the potential and the hard work that has gone into making this absolutely massive build, because it's really cool. So I'm very excited. Definitely keep us updated in the Discord with how you're adding things to this. And maybe in a couple more weeks, we can kind of take another tour if you've still got that building bug going. Although I know what it's like to want to take a little bit of a break. But once again, Rockme, thank you for letting us take a look at this one. Freaking epic, man. So well done. Very, very fun to check out. Wow, guys. That's the end of that recording, but holy cow. Rockme, man. I could spend the whole night in a base like this. Like, I have to go to everyone else's, so I hate leaving, but great job, man. Every little thing, there's, like, the potential is all there. It's just, unfortunately, hundreds of hours of more to get it all filled out. But, man, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be so epic to see this one all the way done.